Most people think Jesus Christ told simple stories, but they reveal why people fail, struggle, and succeed today. These parables aren't ancient. They're about your life right now. What if the answers you're searching for were hidden in stories you already heard? Money, mindset, purpose, everything connects here. Stay till the end, because one of these will change how you see your life forever. Number 1. The hidden meaning of the Good Samaritan. The story of the parable of the Good Samaritan is not really about kindness. It's about uncomfortable truth. A man is bleeding on the road, helpless, broken, completely alone in his worst moment. Two respected, religious, good people see him and keep walking like nothing happened. Not because they are evil, but because stopping would cost them something: time, comfort, inconvenience. This is the part no one talks about. We don't ignore suffering because we're heartless. We ignore it because it disrupts our plans, our schedule, our personal world. The priest represents people who are too busy to care, even when they know they should. The Levite represents people who feel something, but not enough to act on it. And then comes the Samaritan, the outsider, the unexpected one, the least likely hero. He stops not because it's easy, but because he chooses compassion over convenience. Today, the road is no longer a dusty path. It's your phone screen, your city streets, your daily life. You see pain every day. Homeless people, silent struggles, hidden suffering behind smiling faces. And most people scroll past it, just like the priest walked past that man. Because helping someone doesn't just require feeling, it requires sacrifice. Time, energy, attention. Things people guard more than money today. The truth is, empathy has become performative, especially in the age of social media. People express concern publicly, but rarely act privately, when no one is watching. The Samaritan didn't help for recognition. He helped because it was right. And that's what makes this story uncomfortable. It exposes who we really are. Not what we say, not what we post, but what we actually do when it costs us something. Jesus made this clear in Luke 10:33-34. Compassion is action, not intention. In a world full of awareness, action has become rare. Everyone knows what's right, but very few are willing to do it. And that's why kindness feels invisible today. It exists, but it's often silent and inconvenient. So the real question is not if you feel empathy, it's what you do with it. Would you stop if no one would ever know? Number 2, the parable of the Prodigal Son. The story of the parable of the Prodigal Son isn't about rebellion. It's about self-sabotage disguised as freedom. A young man demanded his inheritance early, not because he was ready, but because he was impatient. He wanted control, not wisdom. He wanted independence, not responsibility. And that's where most people today begin losing everything. He left home chasing excitement, validation, and the illusion of a better life. At first, everything felt right. Money flowing, friends everywhere, no rules holding him back. But freedom without direction always turns into chaos. What he thought was growth was actually slow destruction. Every bad decision drained more than his wealth. It drained his identity. This is what addiction looks like today. Not just substances, but toxic habits, wrong relationships, endless distractions. People don't lose their lives overnight. They leak it away, one choice at a time. Eventually, the money ran out, the friends disappeared, and reality hit hard. He found himself starving, feeding pigs, lower than he ever imagined. Rock bottom doesn't happen suddenly. It's the result of repeated ignored warnings. But here's the turning point. Clarity only came when comfort was gone. Pain forced him to see what pleasure had blinded him to. He realized the life he ran from was the life that protected him. So he made the hardest decision. He went back, not with pride, but with humility. And instead of rejection, he was met with unexpected grace. The Father didn't remind him of his failure. He restored his identity. Because real love doesn't cancel you when you fall. It calls you back when you're ready. Bible says, while he was still a long way off, his Father saw him and felt compassion for him. Running away from purpose feels like freedom until it costs you everything. Number 3, the parable of the talents. Most people are not broke because they lack opportunity. They're broke because they bury what they already have. In this parable, 3 servants were given resources, not equally, but intentionally. 2 took action immediately. 1 hesitated, overthought, and played safe. The difference was not talent, it was mindset. The successful ones understood one truth: growth requires risk. But the fearful servant chose comfort over courage. He didn't lose because he failed. He lost because he never tried. That's exactly what's happening today. People have skills, ideas, time, but they hide behind fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of being seen. So they stay stuck, not because life is unfair, but because they refuse to move. The modern world rewards those who multiply, not those who maintain. You don't get ahead by protecting what you have. You grow by expanding it, even when it feels uncomfortable. Every opportunity you ignore slowly turns into regret. Every risk you avoid becomes a limit you accept. And over time, playing safe becomes the most dangerous habit, because comfort quietly destroys potential. The servant thought he was being wise, but he was actually being afraid. And fear disguised as logic is the biggest trap of all. The truth is simple. Your life changes the moment you decide to act. Not when you feel ready, not when conditions are perfect, but when you move anyway. Because what you've been given was never meant to stay the same. Bible verse: "To everyone who has, more will be given, but from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away." Matthew 25:29. So ask yourself honestly, what are you doing with what you've been given? Number 4, the parable of the sower. Here's the problem nobody talks about. Most people don't fail because they lack knowledge. They fail because they never become the right soil. In the parable of the sower, the seed was never the issue. The soil was. The seed represents ideas, truth, opportunities. Everything you're already exposed to every single day. Some people hear powerful truth, feel inspired for a moment, and then instantly lose it to distraction. That's the first soil. Attention is weak, focus is broken, and nothing takes root. Then there are those who get excited fast, start strong, but quit the moment life becomes uncomfortable. This is the shallow soil. No depth, no discipline, no long-term growth. Others actually hold on to the truth, but slowly get suffocated by stress, money worries, and endless noise. This is the crowded soil, where potential dies quietly under pressure. But one type of person is different. They hear the same message, but they protect it. They repeat it, apply it, live it, even when it's boring, even when it's hard. That's the good soil. Consistency over emotion, discipline over motivation. The difference isn't intelligence, luck, or background. It's what you do after you hear the truth. Most people are addicted to new information, but allergic to transformation. They consume endlessly, but apply nothing. And that's why their life never changes. Because growth isn't about what enters your ears. It's about what stays in your habits. Bible says in Luke 8:15, "But the seed on good soil stands for those with a noble and good heart, who hear the word, retain it, and by persevering produce a crop." Retention creates results. Everything else is noise. Your environment matters, but your daily actions matter more. Discipline is the filter that turns information into transformation. So the real question isn't what you've heard, it's what you've kept. And right now, which soil are you? Number 5, the parable of the rich fool. A man had everything: wealth, success, security, yet he had nothing that truly mattered. He looked at his overflowing harvest and thought, "I need bigger barns, more space, more control." Not once did he ask, "Why do I have all this? And what is it really for?" This is the mindset of modern success. Always expanding, never questioning. The world teaches accumulation, but never teaches meaning. So he tore down his barns and built bigger ones, believing more equals safety. But safety built on possessions is the most fragile illusion, because life is not measured by what you store, but by what you become. Every extra gain made him feel powerful, but also more empty. And that emptiness is what most people never talk about. You can be surrounded by success, and still feel completely lost inside. Then came the moment no one plans for, the end. No warning, no delay, no second chance to rethink priorities. Everything he built stayed behind. Every possession became irrelevant instantly. This is the reality hustle culture ignores. You can win the game of money and still lose the game of life, because success without purpose quietly destroys the soul. The question isn't how much you have, it's what your life actually means. Are you building something eternal or just something temporary? Because one day, everything material will detach from you, and only your purpose, your impact, your soul will remain. Luke 12:20 says, "This very night your life will be demanded from you." That line should shake you, because it removes every illusion of control. If everything ended tonight, would your life truly matter? Or would it just look successful, but feel completely empty?